Well, all right. Well, let's just start out by introducing you. Tell us who you are, where you're from.
My name is Kalina Hyde. I'm from Ringgold, Georgia.
Very nice. And Kalina, what made you select Temple to start with?
Temple was close to home, and it wasn't as expensive as the schools I was looking at. And they also offered athletic money as Covenant. I was thinking about going to Covenant, and they didn't offer any athletic scholarships. And it was just easier to commute. So
Okay.
Temple it was.
My name is Lindy Dodd, and I'm from McMinnville, Tennessee.
All right, Lindy. And what are you majoring in?
Elementary education. I actually had a friend that recommended Tennessee Temple to me. That's how I found out about them. And the coach came to one of my games, and he talked to me, and he was very convincing about what Tennessee Temple had to offer. And like I said, just being able to play soccer and stuff and still get my education. And they offered my major, which was a big part too.
What was your initial reaction, and how did you find out that it was closing down?
Well, we actually heard rumors towards the beginning of the year that it was closing, but then again, like every year we heard that Temple was closing. So no one actually took them seriously. But then I guess it was towards spring break time, and they actually announced that they were closing. And I was really angry because Temple is TRAX accredited, and which means nowhere we're going to transfer to is going to take any of our credits. So 2 years of school have been wasted. I think a lot of people are angry. They had a plan B, which was to merge with Piedmont, and we felt like they should have warned us so we could have a plan B as well, but they just kind of left us hanging. So,
Looking at the calendar, we got out like 2 or 3 weeks earlier than we were supposed to, and none of us really knew why. And so that kind of started a rumor as to, wondering. We were all curious to why we were getting out so early. And then rumors started coming around, oh, the school's closing, oh, the school's doing this, the school's doing that. And then one day, we had this chapel service, which we had chapel 2 days a week, so it wasn't anything new, but we knew that something special was happening. And so we walk in, and there's like all of these people here. There's news people, and there's people there from the newspaper, the Chattanooga Times newspaper. And so we knew something big was going to happen. And whenever they announced that the school was going to merge with Piedmont, it was like an outrage, I guess. There's really people that were really upset. It was like chaotic. People wanted to ask questions, and they didn't want to take questions. It wasn't until like a day or two after that we found out that they told us that we could go and ask questions to the president of Tennessee Temple and Piedmont. And so there was a bunch of people that showed up to that, and we just asked our questions and like what was going to happen and why this happened and stuff like that.
I guess, obviously you chose Bryan.
yeah.
Was there any sort of decision factor that led to that, to you decided to come here?
I think the biggest factor was not only would they accept all of our credits, but they had a soccer team. There was schools close to me that I could have gone and played soccer at, but they were too expensive, or I had to completely start over. And Bryan was very generous and said, all your credits are going to be accepted here. And that's what really helped.
When Bryan came to Tennessee Temple, they were very welcoming and open, and they, kind of led me to being here because, as for accepting my credit hours and all of that stuff, that was really big for me because I didn't want to have to start all over and waste, 2 years of school that I'd already been there. So that was pretty much what led me. It was a hard decision to make, but then the fact that we talked to the soccer coach here, and he was very welcoming as well. He was very open, and he was like, yeah, you guys can come play for me, and which was also another big reason.
There's more a system of how to do things. You have more areas to study in. You have more classroom. There's more people. I think there's more professors available to help you. I think that's mostly it. At Temple, it was really small. Things were always disorganized. Sometimes you wouldn't have a certain room, or somebody would take the classroom you needed. Our resources were really limited.
I feel like now that I'm here at Bryan, I'm going to be more prepared for my future when I graduate. I feel like the classes are harder, and like they're based strictly on what you want to do, which for me is really good, because becoming a teacher and graduating and not really knowing what you're doing is kind of hard, just to walk into a classroom and not know, you're just kind of on your own. But I feel like I'll be more prepared graduating from here.
I'm an English major, and the program here is actually awesome. It's way larger than what we had at Temple. I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about more of the resources you guys have, like your library and like just all the technology you guys have here available to us. I think that's what I was excited about. I'm not quite sure where I want to go with English yet. I haven't really decided. I was leaning toward publishing, but then I always change my mind. So I guess we'll see what happens. Well, I'd been here when we actually played against Bryan, so I loved the campus. It was beautiful. It actually felt like a real campus. I don't know if you've ever been to Temple, but it was just pretty much like a street in a very scary neighborhood. So Bryan felt more like a school, and everyone was really nice transferring here. Like, they were all helpful. The first day I was moving in, like, everyone was offering help and helping me move in. So that's been awesome as well.
So the student body has been
Yeah.
accepting and really kind of welcoming to you.
Yeah, I think some of the Temple students were nervous because we're like, Temple wasn't taken as a serious school. So we moved here, everyone's like, oh, you're from Temple? We're like, yeah. They're like, oh, well, welcome. And they're all like really like open about it and like accepting.
Whenever we came on a tour of the campus, people, you just walk down the hallway and people would talk to you, and like just being very friendly and open and not looking at you like, oh, we are from Tennessee Temple. Like, I didn't feel intimidated when I showed up. I felt like I was just part of the school, which made it really nice.
I know you guys are just beginning in the season. You're a few games in now, you know, and especially, and not just playing with Coach Sove, but playing with the new team as well. Obviously, that's another transition all in itself.
Yeah.
But how's that been now that you guys are 3 or 4 games in now?
Well, blending on the team is actually really easy. The chemistry they have is awesome, and they were really accepting. Like, right away, I felt like I could fit in with everybody. Coach is different. He's a lot of fun. Okay, he's really serious, but he's awesome at the same time. He's really inspirational at times, like talking to us, and he knows what he's talking about, so it's easy to get what he's saying. And I think the girls, we're still learning our new formation that we're doing, I guess. It's new to them. I think that's what they're saying. So learning to work with them has been different, but I think we're starting to really like mash on the team, and it's been working out really well during the games.